this video class, I'm going to teach you how to make this coat, okay? I was inspired by the Dick. I rest in a photo. It's like I didn't find a video lesson to make this coat. I managed to get close so it wasn't as similar as getting closer. For you to visualize the detail, it was to have been a unique piece. Oh, there is no seam here. Oh. I'll turn around so you can visualize how it looked on your back. It is then to confect it. I used the thread. Camilla, this one Camilla fashion. I used 2.5 skeins. 2.5 skeins of Camilla fashion and crochet needle size 2.5 for size P. I will leave measurement suggestions for PP to GG sizes in the description of the video. Okay? Measurement suggestions for you to base yourself on, to have an idea there, to do, is it suitable there for your measurements? Yes, I chose to do more 3 bedrooms, as was there in the photo, and also in the winter model. I think it will be cool. Yeah, but if you want, you can make long sleeves too. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I'm going to get closer again because you can visualize the detail of the point well. So let's get down to the coat step by step. To make this coat, I'm going to use the yarn. Camilla, I close it. It's him here. It's a wire. 100% cotton ball of 500 nylon. He has a text 300 and suggests me for crochet a needle size 1 and 75. The color I'm going to use is color 01171, which is a very light gray, but you can use it to make this coat any. Any wire will be fine. The summer yarn from Circulo, the yarn is Eureka, the yarn Cleafuane, the Fiori. Anyway, it has several yarns that looks very beautiful. Also breeze, so it thinner. The thinner I thought it was, the lighter it was, the better. And you can also make it with wool, if you want to make this coat warmer with another proposal. I'm making an autumn-winter here, which is much thinner, lighter. That's why I'm using a thinner film. But if you want to make it with wool, it's also pretty nice. I already made a show with a wool, even recorded a video lesson teaching for Zero.com, the wool, the thick wool, and it was beautiful. So if you want to make this coat with wool, it's also good. So it is up to you to choose the material that will look good with any wire. So this 300 thread gives Camilo thread. He suggests 1 and 75 needle, but as I have very tight stitch attention, I'm going to use a 2.5 needle, which for me is better than if I did test with the 2. 1 and 75 with 2, and it got screwed up. I keep screwing because I make it too tight. The film doesn't slide, and it gets hard. It gets heavy. So to have a lightness, and for me to work better, it always has to be a thicker needle. So here's a tip for you that also has attention to the tight stitch. Always use a thicker needle than suggested. So that's why I'm going to use 2.5. You'll also need scissors to make your finishes, right? And measuring tape to take your measurements. So, to make this stitch for the coat, you need chains multiples of 10, right? So I made my measurement here, and I have to have 170 chains to give the size I need. So I'm going to give you measurement suggestions because we're going to work the entire coat, okay? It's one piece, it won't have any seams. Let's start from the bottom up, but he-ho. So I suggest for size P, I have written down the measurements here, and I will pass it on to you. Now let me just find it here. So the measurement suggestion for a PP size is 86 centimeter. To start a P size 94, M size 102 centimeter, G size 112, EOGG 124. I'm going to leave everything written and leave it there in the description of the video. Everything written is so that you can take the measurements very accurately afterwards. So I'm going to make a size P. I need 94 centimeters to start. So I made a cord of chains with 94 centimeters and gave me 170 chains with this thread that I'm working on. So don't pay so much attention to the amount of chains I start, the amount of careers, because this will vary from the thread you have working on. Needle. The tension of your stitch. Everything varies greatly then. Pay attention to the measurement then suggested for size P, 94 centimeters, then 94 centimeters, gave here 170 chains. Then you will take your measurements and you will make the cord there. Then you count and see if it's multiples of 10, if it's multiplus of 10. Then it's right, you can start. So it's like this. The point is multiplus of 10 plus 4 chains at the end. So I found my multiplus of 10 as I need, which gave 170. Once I find my size, what else am I going to do? 4 chains, 123, and 4. So regardless of how many chains you need, you put at the end plus 4. So I have 174. I'm going into 1234 now. In the 4th chain, I enter with the needle and I will make a high stitch. I'm going to make a little chain and I'm going to jump 3 points here. After I do the high point, 123. On the 4th base chain, I'm going to go in and do the high point. But in this same chain here, I'm going to do more. Highs in the same chain, so there have to be 3 high points in the same chain. This way I do it. 1 chain and on the next chain. So you have to be careful not to skip this one, because sometimes when you add a lot of stitches to a chain, the one on the side tightens a little, it gets tiny, and you end up skipping. Then at the end, there is a chain missing from your cord to finish the stitch pattern, okay? So you have to pay close attention not to jump more than you need. So here, in the next chain, I'm going to do the same thing, 3 more high points, A 2 and 3, I made a fan here. Look, I'm going to make a chain and I'm going to skip 3 more stitches. After I made the stitches, I'm going to count 123 on Wednesday. Chain here, I'm going to make a high stitch. And on the side, I'm going to make another high point. A chain will be like this here. I made the chain. I'm going to skip 3 more points. 123 on the 4th chain here at the base. 1. (23) On Wednesday, I enter with a needle and make another fan 3 high stitches together. As I did here, there are 3 high stitches in the same chain. I make a chain and 3 more high stitches in the chain on the side, a 2 and 3. I'll make a chain. Look how it looks. I'll jump. I made the chain here. I'll jump 123. On the fourth, I enter with the needle. I make a high point on the side chain, on the side another high point. I make a chain. Look, so you're going to repeat this pattern here. Oh, till the end of your career. Oh. High the fan, high the fan, high, always jump in 3 chains. Oh, 123 on Wednesday, I do the fan. 3 high stitches on the same chain, I make a chain, I go on the side chain and do more. 3 high points. "23, make a chain. Look, get more wire here. So here I make the chain jump 123 on the 4th high point, on the side, another high point. In a chain, and so I keep doing it until I reach the end of my career. It follows this same pattern here until I get there. At the end, oh, there are many chains. I'm going to do mine here. When I get to the end, I will return. I've been going through my entire career, look, doing the same process that I explained. So arriving here, oh, I'm at the end of my career. I made the last fan. I made the little chain, so I'm going to skip 123. On Wednesday, I make the chain a high point, and here another high point. Oh, the chain cord is quite right. If you count it, do it right. Do multiples of 10 plus 4, you get it right. Oh. Yeah, so this is how I finish the first row. The second row, I'm going to make 3 chains that will be equivalent to a high point. You've seen my work, and I'm going to do it now. High point in relief, okay? Only now I'm going to do the raised high point caught from behind. So this first point here is the 3 little chains, which is the edge point here. Oh, I'm going to make the relief caught from behind. Then I give the little loop here on the needle. And I enter with a needle here, oh, among these, and come out here. Oh, I wrap this point back there. Oh, it was left behind. And now like this, oh, I tie the thread, pull the stitch here, and make the high stitch. This here is the high point and relief taken from behind, okay? It stayed that way. I made the high point and relief, I make a chain. And I'm going here in this space of little chains, and I'm going to make a new fan, which is 3 high points, 12 and 3. I make a chain and 3 more high points here in the same space, 2 and 3. Look at that. I made the fan, now I make a good chain here, oh, in the high, and I'm going to do it in relief. I take it from behind too. Oh, I give the loop on the needle. I enter with the needle here, oh, before the stitch and come out after it. Oh, in the middle of the 2 here. Oh, I took it back. Now I tie the thread, pull here, do the high and relief stitch, caught from behind. Oh, to make the next I enter between the 2, come out here on the side. Oh. Passes the high point in relief behind a chain. I go here in the middle of the fan, pass a new fan, 3 high points, a chain, and 3 more high points. A new fan, a chain, and it gets like this. This is the reverse side of Presta. I go here to the pros, high and do, and relief picot from behind. First one, then the other on a chain, and I go in the fan and do point A. A chain and 3 more high points. So it is fan on fan, and in the high points, passes in relief pebble behind 3 high points. A chain will stay like this here. The second row is close. High point in relief, pebble behind, high point in relief behind in a chain, and already starts to make a new fan. So I'm going to finish my career here. When I get to the end, I'll come back. I'll explain how we're going to do the next career. I went through the whole career. I'm getting here at the end. I made the last fan. I'm going to make a chain, and here I have highs, a high point, and the 3, and the chains I made to start is, so here I go on this high point and do it. A high point and relief. I'll take it from behind and make a high point on the 3rd chain here. A normal high point in the 3rd chain, and thus I finish the 2nd career. For career number 3, I'm going to make 3 little chains that equate me to a high point. I'm going to turn my work around, and I'm going to do it now. So these 3 little chains are equal to this edge point here. Now I'm going to do the next point in relief. Take it from the front, okay? Embossed high point taken from the front. I'm going to give the loop here on the needle. I'm going to insert the needle between them, and I'm going to come out here on the side. I'm going to bring that point forward now, and I'm going to make the high point. So I lift it, take it from the front, make a little chain. I go inside the fan and I make another fan, 3 high stitches, a chain, and 3 more high stitches. I make a chain after I finish the fan, and now I go here and I'm going to make the relief. I take it from the front. Oh, Sierra, needle between here is before the stitch, and I come out here between them. I wrap this point in the front now and make the high point. I go to the next one and do the same thing. I insert here between them. I leave here on the O side. I wrap there forward and make the high point, a little chain. So always on the right side we will do it forward to follow the work, and on the reverse side we do it from behind to continue here on the reverse side. Look how beautiful it's getting. I made the chain here. I make the fan. In the next point is in the next fan. I make the fan, a chain and 3 more high points, a chain in here, high point in relief, alley in front, high point in relief, and alley in front. A little chain, and it will stay like this. So you will do this until the end of your career. Fan over fan and high point in relief, caught from the front in highs alone. Never forget the chains between them. And look, I'm going to weave until the end of my career like this here. And I'll come back only arriving at the end of my 3rd career. Look how beautiful it's already getting. And here I made the last fan. I make the chain and I already make this high point here in relief. I ask for the front, orosadinha, point for the front. I make a high point, and I'm going to make a high point on the third little farm here. Oh, high point. And so I finish the third career to the fourth career. I'm going to make 3 chains that equals the high point and turn my work. I'll do it here. The repetition of the number career is third chain here, I put there at the bottom point, then I made the top point. So you have to pay close attention because the 3 little chains, they lie here. 123 there that I have to do. Oh, not here. Here is from the high point there, from the other row, 123 comes here. Well, I figured it out. Otherwise, I'd have done it wrong. What now? Yeah, all right. Now it's right. It's for fourth career. I'm going to make 3 little chains that go on the high point and turn my work around. The fourth row is the repetition of row number 2, which is the raised high point P behind. This point, this reason, it goes from 4 to 4 careers. We alternate the way we work. So I'm going to do the fourth career, and next time I'll reverse it. Okay, but then I'll explain it clearly when the time comes. So for the fourth career is the repetition of career number 2. I made the 3 chains here, and I'm going to make a high point in relief, caught from behind on the second point here. Oh, I made the high point. A chain, and here in the fan, I make my fan normally. The 3 high points chain and 3 more high points, 2 and 3. I finish the fan a little chain. And I go here in these high ones, and I do them, and I highlight Pedro from behind, but I take off Bangu, him behind, and I do the high point. It escaped here, I'll do it again. Next, I take Pedro from behind, a little chain, I do the fan normally. Go. It is the repetition of career number 2, ready behind a chain and fan step. So I keep weaving like this until I reach the end of my career. Well, I'm reaching the end of my career. I'll return. I'm arriving here at the end of my 4th career. I made the last chain fan here and here. High point, in relief, near the back, and last. I do it normally. It's in the 3rd chain here. You have to take care that it goes in the back and you end up jumping. The same thing happened to me, okay? In the 3rd chain, I enter and make a high point. That concludes the first part of the reason. That's 4 careers. 4 careers to the 5th career. We'll reverse it. I'm going to make here 3 little chains that are equivalent to a high point to me. I'm going to rotate my work, and I'm going to invert here. Here, instead of me making another high point, I go here in the space between one point and another. In this space here, I'm going to make 3 high points, which is half a fan. Okay? I'll start with half a fan, 2 and 3. I make a chain. Oh, it was like this. The 3 chains at the edge point, and between one point and another, I put 3 high points. I make the chain, and here instead of the fan, I'm not going to make another fan. I'm going to make altos, O, 1 and 2. I'm reversing now. I make a little chain, and here in these highs between them. Here I'm going to make a new fan, which is 3 high points. Oh, everything between these. Here, oh, 2 and 3. A little chain and 3 more high points here. A little chain, and here where the fan is, I'm going to do the high. This is in the 5th career. You're going to reverse. You're going to do it this way. Okay? Oh, here where is the high? I make a new fan, 12 and 3. One chain and 3 more high points, 12 and 31 chain. And where was the fan? I do high, a little chain, and so I'll go until the end of my career, okay? So you're going to repeat this process until the end. Where is high? You make the fan. Where is the fan? You make high. When I reach the end of the career, I return. I'm almost reaching the end of the career. Look inverting, and here, oh, I made them instead of the fan I made. High. I'm going to make the chain. And here, oh, between the points. Oh, between the points, I'm going to make 3 high points. You can do it again. Between them here, I'm going to make 3 high points, a 2, 3 and 1 edge high point. In the 3rd chain here in the 6th row, I'm going to make 3 chains that are equivalent to a high point for me. I'm going to turn my work around, and I'm going to do it now. Another block with 3 high points, half a fan again only that I'm going to do here. Oh, between the edge point that I made and the 3 high points, oh, it's between the edge point, the 3 high points here. I'm going to do 3 high points, 12 and 3. I make the chain. Oh, it stayed like this here. And here I'm going to make a high point. There are highs here. I'm going to make them in relief caught from behind. Oh, first one relief caught from behind, and then the other relief caught from behind. I'll make a chain. And here, where I have the fan, I'm going to make a new fan 3 points high. A little chain, about 3 high points, a little chain. Look, and here where is the high point? Oz, high. I'm going to make them caught in relief behind one, then the other, a chain. Where is the fan? I make a fan. Here I'll follow normal, okay? What was I doing before? Normally, it's just an inverted position from what we started. 2 and 31 chain in here in altos. I do it in there behind, a chain. And I make fan. Fan on fan. Look how it turns out. So every 4 careers, we're going to reverse this way, okay? I'm going to reach the end of my career. doing this process here, and I'll be right back. I reached the end of my career. Oh, here, I made them in network. Behind it, a chain. And here to finish, I'm going to make 3 high points here. Come in and block with 3 high points. And the edge point here, I'm going to make 3 high points, a 2 and 3. I made the block with 3, and now in the 3rd chain here I make the point AE. And so I end your career. For the next career, I will make 3 chains and work. And here, I continue normally weaving the same here between the high stitch and the block. These high stitches, I will make 3 high stitches, a 2 and 3. I'll make a chain. Here in the high point, in relief, ahead do high point and relief. Ahead, a little coentinha. Where's the fan? Make milk and 31 coentinha. A chain. And here I make relief. I drink in front of a chain, and here I make a fan. And so I follow until the end of my career. Look how it's getting. It's getting really cute, and it's reversing. So I'm going to go down like this until the end of my career, okay? Normally, where there is relief, I do relief from the front. Where there is fan, I do fan. Okay, so I'll finish my career and be right back. I'm arriving here at the end of my career. I did the highs without rereading the pecco in front of me, a little chain, and now I'm going to do my half fan here between the 3 high points and the edge point here. And now the highlight on the 3rd chain. So I finish another career. I will make 3 chains that are equivalent to a high point for me. I'm going to turn my work around here. I will do the block again with 3 high points. Here, between the edge point and the block of 3 high points. I make a chain here. I'm going to make a network high point, PP behind a chain. And here where the fan is, I make the fan a chain plus 3 high points. A little chain, and here where it is behind, a little chain, where it is that I make the fan. A little chain, and here passes relief from behind. A little chain that is here high, here again, just like here is getting. I'm going to go down like this until the end of my career, and I'll be right back. If I make it to the end of my career, see how it gets?
Here I made the and relief behind a chain, and I will make my block with 3 high points. Here, between the 3 high points, a buoy point. I made all 3, now a high point, a 3rd chain. Here I finished my career. I made 3 chains that are equivalent to a high point I saw in my work. What now? I want to show you here. I've done 4 careers already, so it's time to flip again. So you have to pay attention to this detail. Every 1234 careers, invert. Oh, I already did 1234. Now I'm going to invert again. So I'll do everything I did down here. Oh, I started with high. So these chains are already equivalent to a high point for me. And here, oh, between the block point 3 and this point, I will make another high point. I will make a chain, and here, oh, where is the point? The high. I will make the fan, a chain plus 3 high points. Make the chain here, where is the fan? I will make the high. A little chain where the high, do my black, a little chain, and where the black is, do high, a little chain, and invert until career end. Now, not recording video anymore, because
it's just repetition, okay? So I taught here how to come back to weave, as it was here. So you will follow you. If you have any doubts, you can go back to the video from the beginning and see how I went down here to here and then go follow along, okay? You get the hang of it. It's pretty quick. The only thing you need is to pay attention that every 4 careers inverts. Where it is a fan, makes a high point. Where it is a high point, makes a fan. Okay, every 4 rows is a way to follow. It's to weave. It's the same in every one. It's fan on fan. High point is when it's inside out. High point is ras de picot behind. When it's on the right side, the point is high. It's done in ras de picot from the front. Okay. But this is very simple. You follow along, then it's anything. Go back to the video and weave that there are no errors, right? I'll weave mine from now on, okay? I already have my 94 centimeter here. Oh, I'm going to weave here. There's still a bar after this point, before this point here. Oh, here I'm going to make a bar of more or less about 8 centimeters. So you'll see if you want a bar, if you want to leave it like this one. Me, I think you have to make a bar, because it's all bent over like this. Oh. So it's good. A little bar that will make him straight, okay? So I'm going to make a bar about 8 centimeters long. So I'm going to go down until I get under my arm, more or less, from the armpit, the 2 fingers. Before it reaches the armpit, I'm going to stop discounting the amount of the bar, okay? So I'm going to put it a little bit more up than I want the length to be, because I want it to be right on top of the hip. So I'm going to put it in more up. In my body until I get there, it's under my armpit, which is the measure I need to start the hand pit. Then I'll have to be mine. When I get there, I'll be back. I pass on to you the number of measures, the number of careers, and explain it properly. That's how we're gonna do it. Pass suggestions for measurements for the other sizes as well.
Then I came back that I weaved the necessary length that I needed to start the decreases. I'm going to show here how it turned out that it doesn't appear on the whole screen. So it's 94 centimeter long, and the height here is 23 centimeter, okay? Length 23. 23 centimeter long. I weaved 28 rows to get this height, which is good for me, okay? It's to start finishing. I'm going to show you the photo here, so I can print the photo of the coat that I'm trying to make the same here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it clearly. Oops, here in that jacket. So what am I doing? I put it, from here. This is where the declines begin. So the decrease, it starts right below the arm, here. The 2 fingers below the arm, here. So I started here. Remembering that you have to leave a space, even though you are going to weave this part of the bar here, okay? So that's why mine only gave 20 or so centimeters, which is from here. Above the hip is only on the belly. Even the 2 fingers below the arm gave about 19 centimeters. It's this part here. That's the part I woven. Now I'm going to start this decrease to do here. The hollow of the collar, that's right, okay? So we go. I'm going to explain to you how we're working on it as a whole.
I'm going to explain how I'm going to divide here. To reduce it just here, and then make the mango pit, okay? That's why we have to stop at that point. So remembering that, there is still about 10 centimeters down here, which we will add later. So you see where you want it to be. Here it's fine, a little below the hip. There on top of the butt, more or less. So you put it a little more, a little higher.
And measure this part here. Which in my case, for a size P, gave 23 centimeters this height here. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to divide it to make the sleeve hollow and the collar decrease. So what did I do here? I put a bookmark here. I left 12,245 reasons. 12 of 34 and 5 reasons. And I put a marker here. After this part here, and on the other side here, I did the same thing. 12, 34, and 5, and then I left that part here. Here. So this part here will be reserved for the front part. Then you'll take your measurements. So I left this part here, which is going to be the front part of the jacket, part of the back, and this other side here, the front. So you'll see more or less as much as you want. You will go around your body and you will see how much you will leave forward and how much for your back. It doesn't matter how much back you leave. But here, the side has to have the same amount. This one is very important, to be the same, so that the work doesn't get crooked. Not to have a wider side, a thinner side. Yes. So I counted it for reasons. I more or less measured it on my body, put it on, and gave it. Here. Each half is going to be 19, 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters. That here, they won't meet, because I'm going to do a little finishing here that will join the two. But then you measure on yours how much you are going to leave of measurement here for each front. I'm going to put another marker up here too, where I had measured. So if you don't have a marker for right now, you can get a paper clips, you can get a little wire of another color, or those little wires that come in the little bread packet can also wrap. He's there to mark where his front will be, and from here to behind, his back. We're going to leave the back part, this part of the marker, until another marker on hold. We're going to weave after that part.
Because it's the back part, we're going to open it and dig it here, right? So we're going down. Oh, my filter. Wait, I haven't cut it yet. It's here. Oh, I haven't cut it, and I'm going to continue. So I'm going to work now from here to this marker here. Oh, that's my front. I'm going to work just here until I get to the height that I need the piece. Then I go to the other side. I do the same thing I did here. I'm going to do here. So from here I go. I'm going to cut the thread. I'm going to tie here. I go from here to the marker. I do until I reach the height I need. Then I'm going to tie here on the back, and I continue, weaving straight until I reach the same height as the front, okay? So it's going to be woven in parts now, so let's weave it whole. So now, I'll take it here and I'll get it started. But I'm going to start decreasing here. I'm going to start decreasing to have the pit here. Okay? To make this V neckline. So let me just resume my thread here. So I was coming down here. I got here at the end. Now it was time to reverse because I did the 4 reasons. If you're stopped in the middle of the motif, no problem. Where gave height, you can stop. Mine coincided that I finished 1 reason and would have to start another. So here I'm going to make 3 little chains, and I'm going to turn the work around, and now I'm going to start here. So I read the work and start here. I read the work. So here, I would have to make these 3 little dots here, half a fan right here, right? In the place here I'm not going to do. I'm going straight here. I made the 3 little chains, which is the edge point here. And I'm going to jump straight into the fan, and I'm going to make the high here, because I'm reversing the motif now. I make the high, a little chain. And I go here inside this space and make my fan normally. Here, if you want, you can even make another chain. I think it's good that way. It's going to be reduced here, okay? So I already make my fan here. It's normal for a chain to come here. A little chain here, I make the high. I'm going to weave normally now, reversing, okay? I'm already making a fan here. So here in place of the fan, 3 high stitches, cute. I'll weave here until I get here on the marker, and I'll be right back, okay? I weave and reverse. Now the reason, I've been weaving, reversing the pattern, right? Which is the new reason. And I got here on the marker. They were here. I made the fan, and now I got here on the marker. So what am I gonna do? Since I stopped at the fan point, I'm going to make a high point right here, in the middle of this chain space here.
Oh, in this chain I'm going to make an edge high point, and I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make 3 little chains, and I'm going to turn the job around. I'm just going to work on this part now from the front. So I made a little edge point here. Oh, a high edge point. I made the 3 little chains. I'm going to turn my work over. And I'm going to weave here. Oh, I made the 3 here. I go straight to the fan. I make the fan. I make a little chain. Here are the ones. High. I make it embossed from behind. Work normally. How have I been working so far? Okay? There's no secret. It's the only thing I'm going to work on so far, because this space here will be the cover of Damanga. And here the fan, I make a fan, a chain. Here they are, tops. I do them in relief, chest behind. Then I weave until I get there in the no. At the end of the career, here, oh, what are the decreases? I return to show how I'm going to do here. This part. So I'm going to weave normally here. Oh. Where it's black, I make a fan. Where it's the point, I make in relief from behind. High until you get here. Oh, to show how I'm going to make the decrease. Whenever you go, there will be decreases, both on the way and on the way back, in this part here. So I came walking from the marker to here and arrived to make the highs here that I have. I'll make one embossed. Oh, I do one. I do it. Oh, and relief. I drink from the front, and I don't finish it safely here on the needle. I go to the next one. I also do it relief the pain la sardina. I do it in relief. I drink from the front. Oh, I do it and I don't finish. I was left with 3 straps. From 3, I'm going to take everything off at once. So from, I only have one now, and I'm going to do the 3rd chain, which is 123, the edge stitch here. The 3rd chain, I make my edge stitch. I will make 3 chains that are equivalent to a high stitch. I'm going to turn my job around. And here I did all 3. Here I'm going to make another chain and go straight. I'll just leave this one here. I'm not going to do it here, and I'm going straight here. And I make a fan, a chain. I'm already doing 3 here. A little chain, and here I move to the punctual one. There is relief, alley ahead, a little chain, and here I make the fan. I want to show you here how it's getting. Let me just make one more, then I finish. Look how it's already decreasing here, oh. To start the cave, it's from the collar, okay? So here I'm going to continue normally making points, and you also have to always pay attention to the decreases at the beginning, at the end here, at this end, and to change or change. Here the reason is almost time to change again, so you have to pay attention to all these details. Okay, so I'm already finishing here. I'm going to weave normally until I reach the end of my career. Okay, then I return. So I came along. Oh, I'm in the career. I arrived here. I made the kid a little chain, and I'm going to make the highlight on the third little chain here. Oh, which is the edge point. Here I am doing straight without decreases, which is not to complicate it too much. Otherwise, it will be 1 degree of greater difficulty. So I do the 3 chains here. Oh, I turn my work, so I was already weaving 123. So this career is still the same. I turn here my work, and I'm going to do another separation, so it doesn't get too tight, so 4 chains. Make the fan here. Normally a chain comes here below. I didn't put an extra chain. I decided to put it on later. If you want, put it on. If you don't, leave it like that. But I thought it was a little tight, and from now on I've put it on. Okay? So here you go about your career normally. Oh, this little chain here relieves you, caught from behind. You do it normally until you get there at the end here again, where there will be another decrease. So I'll weave normally until I get here. When I get here, I'll come back to show you how I'm going to make the reduction here on this side. I came here again at the end. Here I have a fan, so I have to make a decrease. I'll do half the fan only. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the 3 high points. I make a chain and I'll go and make here, oh, a high point on the 3rd chain, on the 3rd boat point. For the next row, I'm going to make the 3 little chains, which is the edge point. I'm going to turn the work around. Now it's time to reverse the motif again. I've already done the 4 careers of the reason, so here it's time to do the highs within the range, right? I'm going to make the high point here, the other one here, in the space of the chain that I made, and I'll do it here in this space. I'll make the other high point from here, going inside the chain, right? And I'm going to go here into this space and make the fan. I made the fan, a chain, and here inside the fan I make the altos, a correntinha, and here where is the high point I will make a fan. So I will weave like this until then, at the end of my career, reversing the motif as I have been doing all the work so far. So when I get here, I come back, coming here at the end, O reversed, and I go. I made a chain, and I will make the edge high point also on the 3rd chain. I do the edge high point. 3 chains that equals is the edge high point. I turn over the work here and came weaving normally. Now here is relief and caught from behind. I do everything right.
When I get there at the other end where I have to make the decrease, I return to show how I'm going to make the decrease here on this side. Now I got here, oh, I got the high ones, oh, so I make one embossed on the back. I don't finish and do the maple high point. Oh, I'm not done. I'll take the 3 straps. Now yes, I take all 3 at once. So DOS. Here I was left with only 1. I'll make the 3 little chains and turn the work over here. I'm going to do it right here in the fan again. I've already eliminated those. There. Oh, I'm going straight to the fan and make the fan a little chain, and here I go through the front. And here I follow the stitch normally. Oh, until I get there at the end, I arrive at the end, I do normally. Stitch, let me just finish this fan here. I weave normally, and until I get here, I do it. It is caught in the front, and I make the edge stitch. 3 chains I turn. I have been weaving the stitch normally until I get here. Then I will weave everything. And back. When I get here again on the other side, I come back to show the decrease. I already realize it's decreasing. Well, now soon you have to see if you can't stop and weave straight. It's just straight without decreasing, okay? So I'm going down the line. I'm going back and forth. When I get here, I'll be back. So here I was. I came back weaving the stitch normally, arriving here, oh, before the last fan to finish, and here, oh, I've already made the embossed stitches. I made the chain here, and here, I'm going to make only half a fan, okay? I'm going to slow down. I made half a fan, and here it is, on point. At this edge point here I'm going, so I made the middle like a chain, and I'm going to make my edge point there on the 3rd chain. Oh, it looked like this. There's this decrease on this side. For the next career, I'm going to make 3 chains. I'm going to turn my work. I think now I've done 1,234 careers already for the reason. It's time to invert again. I'm going to turn my work over here. And here I have this edge point, and here I'm going to make just 1 point. I'm going to make here on the side, oh, in this space here a point, because I'm going to reverse now the 1 chain. And here where the high points were, I'm going to make the fan. So here I've already made another decrease, okay? Because there we had to do. And I've already made just one, a little chain. I make a little chain, and here where the fan is, I make the high ones a little chain. And look how the decrease is getting here. So you will decrease. Even when you think it's good for you, I will. I like to do it and put it in front of me to see if it works. That's how much I need. When you reach as much as you need, you can stop and be straight. But here, oh, you have to weave for 20 centimeters. Oh, you have to measure from here. When you get 20 centimeters, you can stop.
In my case, size P is going to be 19 to 20 centimeters this height here. It is size M. This sleeve hollow goes from 21 to 22 centimeters and size G from 23 to 24 centimeter high, which is the sleeve hollow. But I'm going to leave everything written there in the video description, okay? So I'm going to keep weaving my whole career. When I get here, I'll come back and I'll come back. When I get here at the beginning again, I'll come back to make the decrease here again, okay? Here. Oh, I came back earlier to show how I end this career, okay? So I reversed here. In the last one, I'm going to do only half a fan. It's not that it's a decrease, because always at the end of the career, we started and ended a motif with half a fan, remember? So here I make half a fan, I make a chain and a high point, oh, on the third chain here, oh, which is my edge point that I've been making, okay? Now I'm going to make 3 chains, which is equivalent to 1 high point. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to make the 3 high points here. O between how we came doing all the work, O between blocks 2 and 3. A little chain, and I continue normally making stitches. Now until you get there at the beginning, where you're going to make the decrease. When I get there, I'll come back to do the decrease with you again, okay? So I'm going down here until I get here, O, to show how I'm going to do the decrease in weaving O, until I get here again at the beginning of the career. To do the decrease here, I'm going to do the high point. And I'm not going to finish. I'm going to hold the needle and I'm going to do my high edge stitch here. O on the 3rd chain. Oh, I have the 3 losatinas. Now I take it all off at once. So these, if they became only 1.1 stitch, only 1.2 is only 1. Have you seen my work? And I will now weave my career normally. So here, oh, I will continue normally, weaving my career until the end. So I've already made the decrease here from there's 1 left. I do the rest of my normal career. When I get here, I do the 3 high points here, right? I'll come back when I get here again, then I'll go back and forth. When I get here, I'll come back to do 1 more decrease along with you. I came back here that I woven, went and came back and get here, oh, to make decrease. But I'm not going to make any more reductions. For me, I think it's already good. I put this much reduction in front of me. I went in front of the mirror, and for me, it's already done. So I'm not going to slow down anymore. I'm going to have to be straight now. So here, this last fan, I'm going to make the fan normally. I'm going to make the edge stitch on the 3rd chain. I'm going to make 1. I'm going to make 3 chains. I'm going to turn my work over now. Remembering that I have already done 1234 careers of the motif, so it's time to reverse again. I'm going to turn my job around. I'll leave that edge point. I'm going here inside the fan and I'm going to do the high, a little chain.
And here I'm going to weave normally now, right? Here I invert where the high points were. I will make the fan and it will no longer decrease. Now I'm going to weave normally. A little chain here makes in green. Where is the fan? I'm going to do the high, a little chain here. I make the fan and I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to weave up to this part here. Get 20 centimeters I'm going. Let me see how much I have in centimeters already. I already have fabric here. 12 centimeters, so I have to weave up more or less up here, straight, okay? No decrease at all, so I get here, do my job, come back, okay? So I will get to the end of the career and return. So I have come through the career, reversing, getting here. In the end, I will show you, so there is no doubt. So enter the dots here. I'm going to make a high dot. And the edge dot is to stay with the high ones here at the end. And here I did one, here I did two. It's going to stay like this, okay? Now let me see if I think I'm going to do the two here, and I'm going to let the edge point look cuter. Then I do the highs and the edge stitch. Okay, is it like this? So I make 3 little chains, turn my work around, and I'm going to make these. Here, they're raised, alley behind. I do hear the kid, and I'm weaving normally now until I get here. I get here, text normally, I go back, no increase, no decrease, nothing, the way it is here, until I reach this part here, until I reach, in my case, which is the size P20 centimeter, okay? When I reach 20 centimeter, I'll come back, so I won't record, so the video won't be too long, so I reach 20 centimeter, I'll come back. I came back here, that I weaved a few more rows, straight, no decrease here, and I've already reached the size I needed here. Hollow, I'm going to move away just so you can see better. So here is the work where I left off upside down. So here, I got a cave. I'm going to measure here very accurately, 20 centimeters, just here up to here. The marker, I reached 20 centimeters. Now let me just turn here so I have this rectum without decrease here. Starting. It was from here. So I went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 careers without decreases. That's right. 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I counted it right. 10 straight strokes with no decreases here and here. Normal, 8 inches. Now I'm going to cut the wire here. It's ready. Just put bubble here so it doesn't fall apart. I can now cut and give that little loop here. Yeah. To finish, then I cut the wire. Now I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to show you how it is here. Open. So it's like this, 11 front part, ready, back part, waiting for me.
Now I'm going to do this other side here, the same thing I did on that side here I'm going to do. This one, now I'm on the other end, here on the jacket, on the other side. So the back part will still be on hold, so I'll go from the marker here, okay? Because I'm gonna go on like I had going on. I started from here and I came back. From here and I came back. So here I have to start from here to stay the points in the same direction. So I'm going to tie the wire now. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to do a little edge stitch that I did here. In the middle, on this little chain here, I made a little edge stitch, and I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. So I'm going to insert the wire here. I'm going to tie it. Here you start. Tie the string the way you're used to, okay? Is it? Then we do the finishes here with this tip. So here I'm going to do the 3 little chains, which is the highlight. Now I'm reversing the reason because here there are already 4 careers. So here I'm going to make a fan. So you have to pay close attention to the detail of the point, okay? While you have to invert into verta that I made the fan, a chain. Where is the fan? I'm going to make the high point. A chain, I'm going to weave the career now until I get here. I'm going to make a fan. So, until I get here, here I'll come back to make the decrease with you again, okay? So I'm going to go down here, arriving here, I return to the pin, going through the career, reversing everything, right? Here I would have to make a block with 3 high points I'm going to do. So I made a chain here, and here I'm going to make a high point straight. I'm going to jump. I'm not going to make the block. I'm going straight here at the edge point, and I'm going to make a high point. I'll just skip the next one, okay? I already do it directly here. I make 3 chains and turn my work around, so here it will decrease again. So I turn around, and here, after the 3 little chains, I'm going to make the high point. In relief, I do it, and I don't finish. I go to the next one, I make it in relief, I drink from behind. And I don't finish taking everything off at once. I stayed with only 1. I make my chain here and here. I already make my fan normally. 1, 3, the career is okay, so I already made another decrease here. I'm going to weave until I reach the marker, and here I return, okay? So I'm going to weave my whole career getting to the marker. I'm going to come back. I went down, painting the whole career. I arrived here. I made OLED, a chain, and I will make a high point on the 3rd chain that I made here as a maple point. In the 3rd chain, I pass my maple high point from here. I make 3 chains and turn my work around. I'm going to do another 4 so it won't be so tight. I make the rack normally. I have been weaving the career normally until I get to the other end where there will be a decrease. Then I'll weave the whole career. When I get there, I will come back to teach you how to make the reduction.
So I'm going to finish my rack here, and I'm going to weave until I get here. That's it from here. I'll come back to make the reduction together. I weave my whole career getting here. Oh, I made the last kid. Here I have these. Embossed, done is closed in one, and the edge point I'm going to do right here. Oh, at the edge point I'm going to do right here. Oh, at the edge point right here, a high point. So remembering, everything you do on one side, you have to do on the other. You have to look exactly the same, okay? So I did it here. Now I'm going to do the 3 chains. So I've already done one more decrease. I just made 1 point here. Oh, now I'm going to turn the work around. Oh, I've already done 123 rows. This is the last of the reasons I'm going to do it now. So now I'm going to turn the job around. And here I have a fan, right? I'm only going to make half a fan, then I'll make the 3 chains and I'll do it directly here inside the fan. But I'm only going to do half the fan. I'm only going to do 3 high points. I'm going to make a little chain, and here I go down the line normally, round trip, okay? So I'm going to weave the career now normally until I get here at the end. Oh, until I get here at the end, text normally. I arrive at the end, I do the 3 chains and back weaving normally until I get here. So when I get here, I come back to do once more the decrease together. So I went and came back weaving. I came here again, made the fan, reverse, which was already the career to reverse here. Oh, because I had already done 4 previous careers, so this one I came back. It's changing, reversing the point. Here in my career I had already decreased. Made 1 is 3, only half the range. Now that I have to invert, do highs. So I'm going to do the high point here. Oh, between these 3 points and the edge point, I do 1 high point and the other high point on the 3rd chain. I make 3 chains, so I already made 1 more decrease here. 3 chains, I turn the work here. I do the 3 chains, I turn the work at this point that I do, it in relief. I take it from behind and close together with the chain. So here, I'm going to stay with just 1 point. A little chain, and here I fan normally. Oh, I fan normally. So here I'm going to weave normally until I reach the end of my career and come back to weaving, okay? Let me just finish this fan right here, right here. So I'll weave normally until here. Come here. I'll turn the work around and come back. Until here. When I get here, I will return. I arrived here again to make the decrease. I made the last fan. I make a chain. And here I have the high point in relief and the chain. I'm going to do a high point here only, and I've already done 1 more decrease here. I'm going to make 3 little chains that equals 1 high point, and I'm going to turn the job over. Here I made the 3 chains. I'm going into the fan, and I'm going to make half of the fan, only 3 high points, only half. And I'm going to come here and do the point normally. So now I'm going down to the end of my career. I'll be back weaving, okay? I'm going to go down here and come back here. When I get here, oh, I'll come back to make the decrease again.
I came here again to make the decrease, so I came back reversing, okay? Because I had already done the 4 careers of the reason, so I came back. I went and came back on the way back. Reversing here, I had made half a fan. Now here I have to make a high point. I'm going to do it here. Oh, in this space there is a high point, and I'm going to make a high point on top of the edge point. I make 3 little chains and turn my work here. I have to make this high point. I stand out from behind, so I'm going to make a chain from behind and make the fan here normally. So here's a normal CT to the end and back, okay? So I will weave normally until the end of my career. When I come back here again to do the reduction, I'll do it together, okay? If I go back and forth, I made the other kid here. Now I made the chain, and here I have highs. I'm going to make just 1 here. Oh, in the middle of them, I'm going to make a high point, and this will be my last career decrease. Now I'm going to weave straight. Oh, I make 3 chains and turn my work around. Of 123 careers, that's why I'm going to turn here. Let me just unfold everything. So I did my job, I'm not going to weave this last normal career, and next time I'll reverse it and there's no longer a decrease, okay? I made the same decrease as I did on the other side, so now it's time to weave the career straight. So I'm going down to here, I'm going back and forth, I'm going back and forth for 9 rows. Oh, like I did on this side here. Oh, so I'm here, I've already stopped at the part that no longer decreases. Oh, I'm going down straight until I reach the same amount as here, okay? It was 10 careers. That I did straight, go and go straight, without decreasing until I reached my 20 cm here, the same amount as here, okay? So I'll go down when I get there, is when I finish, get there on time. Now there is no more decrease. When I get to the time I need, I return to show you the next step. So I went through the careers I needed, O straight, without diminution. I've already cut the thread. So I have the 2 front parts ready. I'm going to turn it over here so you can visualize moving away here now. The back is waiting. I'm gonna do my back now. So look how it was in front of 2 parts. The front is ready now, missing here. Part of the back, oh, what's waiting, so I'm going to turn around because I have to start on the right side, okay? I'm going to fix it here, so here I'm with the right side out, and I'm going to tie the thread right here. Oh, well, here on this marker, so I'm going here from this marker, and I'm going back from this marker, and I'm going back until I reach the size I need here. The same size that I left forward, so I'm going and grab a wire. So I'm gonna tie the thread here. Oh yeah, I'm going to make a little edge stitch like I did here. Oh, that I tied the wire here and put the chains up. I'm going to tie here next to it, right next to it. I'm going to do more on the same chain here. Oh, I'm going to go in with the thread and I'm going to make an edge stitch. In the same space, it's from here. You tie up your thread the way you're used to. I like to give 2 balls like that. Now I siren myself again, O, and make my 3 little chains, which are equivalent to 1 high point. It's not 33 here, I have to reverse the point because I have 4 rows already made from this point X, the chains I go here. Oh, within the fan I do high, a chain, oh, and it will follow the point here, okay? So now I'm going to weave here inverting, right? Until I get there at the other marker, I'm going to make this fan. Here it is. High, so I'm reversing, and now I'm going to go down like this until I get here. When I get here, I'll come back to show you how I'm going to do it from now on, okay? I came all the way through my career and I came here at the other marker. So here I reversed the point. I did the highs, a little chain, and here I'm going to do it again. Here I'm going to make a high edge point, the same as I did there, okay? I'll do it here too. I make my maple stitch 3 chains, turn work and continue weaving normally. Now, from one marker to the other, I will weave the detail of the stitch normally until I reach the size I need of the 19 cm that I weave total. Okay? And I will show you here so there is no doubt. So I have to get to this height here. Oh, this part here of the back, I'm going to weave back and forth until I get here. Oh, from this height, right? So I get here, turn the job over and go to the other marker. I get here, I make 3 little chains. I turn the work around, I go down to this marker from here, I go from here.
Here, from here, here, until I reach the height I left here forward. Oh, so this part that I'm going to go down until I get here, then there will be an open space here. Oh, which is from the mango pit, okay? So what? I'll be right back. So I'm going to weave this whole part here, oh, from one marker to the other straight, leaving this edge point like I did here. Oh, on the side, always leaving the edge point, okay? Then I'll weave mine. When I get to the height that I need, the 9 cm, I return, remembering that there is no decrease, it is straight, comes here, turns the work, and goes to here, arrived here, turns the work, goes back and forth until you get here, not forgetting the 2 edge points. So when I get to that point, I'll come back to explain the next steps. I came back here, oh, that I finished, oh, to weave, oh, I stay here.
Part of the back, oh, I went down to the same height, oh, same amount of careers. So this part that is separated here is where the arms go. I'm going to close it here so you can see that it's taking shape, it's getting really cute. As for the coat, oh look, now the next step will be to unite. Here, oh, I'll sew, now I have to cut the thread. Here it is, I'll sew. Here, oh, this part and this part here I will sew. I'll organize the work and be right back. So what I did, I told.
I have 34 points. And here I have counted and have. I counted 34 points and put the marker on number 34. The same thing I did on this side, counted 34 points and put the marker on. So I'm gonna sew from here to the marker. Okay, so to make the seam, I'm going to leave it with the right side up. Open it with the right side up. I'm going to close it here. I'll arrange the coat inside out. I haven't cut the thread here yet because I'm going to use it to continue the sewing, to sew that side there. But here it won't work out very well. The reason? It's not going to get married properly. Because it's a continuation. Here I will explain to you. It is continuation. Because I separated the motif in the middle. So he won't get married properly. It won't be the same on both sides. Okay? Because the reason until now I was weaving an entire career and here I divided so it became like the one that reversed, right? It became fan and high point, fan, high point. Then it was a fan, high point, was a you reversed everything here. Then here, kid, high point, because if it came only separately from this career. So it won't coincide. That the reason for us to sew is very clear. So that's why I counted the stitches, 34 that I have on each side here of the front, and 34 stitches I counted here. I counted with E, I counted with A. With the chains, I got 4 stitches here, plus a 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted on the chain 45, 67, 89, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 7, 3, 3, 4. Okay, so I counted on the chains, and here I'm going to pin the 2 together now because I have to make it pretty neat. Then you find a way to attach yours if you don't have a marker. They put paper clips. That's how you say those little spiders of bread or thread of another color. But you attach them there. Now we'll have to find a way to sew it. It's not that it didn't get married properly. We're going to have to find a way here. When it comes to sewing. So I'm going to turn just like this because I have the thread here I hope I came down the back. So I'm going to take advantage of this one. See, to start the sewing there from the sleeve, it's from the glue, from the shoulder. So I'm going to put it here and I'm going to turn it like this. So I'm with the thread here behind. I'm going to enter the first little point I have here, on this side. I want to see if I can make it really close so you can visualize it properly. So I enter with the needle here, in the 3rd chain, then it will be with stitch. I step inside here, so I have already joined the first stitch. I go to the second one, and there I will look for the second one on this side. With the same crochet needle, I will make this seam, okay? I pull the wire and make a very low point. I'm going to the 3rd point here, and I'm going to the 3rd point here. Here's the part that's not matching the dots. We will have to sew it. It will be crooked, but as one side will be on the back or front, I believe it won't make a difference. Right here. And you sew like this with very low stitches, or until you get there on the other side, go inside the 2 and pass the very low stitch here on the next one, and on the next one pull the thread, very low stitch, don't tighten too much, and it doesn't leave much loose either. Take the 2 with the top of the and go. Top of the point on one side, top of the point on the other. You have a posture. It's getting like this. On the reverse side of the right, it's getting like this. So I'm about to finish the sewing. Oh, take the top stitch on one side, top stitch on the other, pull, fancy point. If you want, you can sew with a pillow needle, okay? No problem. It's just that I prefer to do it with a crochet needle. Oh, here in the middle of the fan. I passed it in the middle, the wire is in that chain. Two bags from, we're making noise here because I live next to a construction site. Doing so much work here next to my house that I make this noise all morning, all day. Actually, today I'm almost done. Aligning well to finish, there's very little left here for me to finish, is you're going to make this same seam like this on the other side, okay? The only difference is that you will tie the thread now, because the thread has already come from what I was weaving, the thread has already come. Okay, I'm done here. Look how it turned out on the wrong side and the right side. Oh, it almost worked out here a little bit. Now can I cut the wire here? I cut the thread. I give you that little bow, and I can tie it now on the other side. If you want to start from here to here, you can, or from there, it doesn't matter. I always like to start from the field, so I'm going to turn the work around and I'm going to tie the thread here. Oh well, third chain here. Oh. Here you can also put the wire in the way you prefer, okay? It's that I like to give 2 knots and already start sewing the same way I did there on the other side. Take here at the top of the stitch, and at the top of this one with stitch I always align. I make a chain and I go into .com stitch, the same thing I did there on the other side. I can just get that wire over here and go. Finishing it here at the seam, okay? So I'm going to do this seam until I get here on the marker. When I get here on the marker, I'll come back to teach you how I'm going to make the sleeves. Then I'll have to make the sleeves and the finishes. I'll finish the sewing and then come back. I finished the sewing. Look how it turned out, okay? Now it stayed here with the space for mango, and I made the mango separate. I've already made one because I've been making it and wearing it, so I have a very ready sleeve here. It's short, it's because it's a sleeve, 3/4. I started from the bottom up because she has to be the same way. Here is the jacket. If I tied the thread here and went down here in the piece, it would be upside down. It has to stay in the same position. So I started from the bottom up. It's separated, third, open. That's what you're going to do. You're going to take your arm and you're going to measure it with your own coat. This part here, you put it on your arm and see how much it's going to work. Want to see? Put it like this and pass with a little bit of slack, more or less here, because it goes all the way up here, from the elbow, here, my elbow up from here like this, then there's a little more bar here, right? Is it? So you put it here and count how many points EE makes mine. I did that and it gave 60 points. So 60 points gave the measure I need to start my sleeve. Get a little slack. So what are you gonna do? You'll start. I got a whole reason. No raise whatsoever. The normal motif I've been weaving. So you're gonna start there. How? Started the coat, point multiplies 10. And then at the end adds another 4. So here I have 60 chains on my cord, okay? So I have the 60 little chains here on my cord, and I'm going to put 4 more 23 and 4. On the 4th chain, 1, 23 and 4, I go in and do a high point, the same thing I did to start the jacket. A little chain jump, 3 here from base 123. On Wednesday I do fan, which is 3 high points too. The 31 chain, I skip one here, is in the next one, sorry, it doesn't skip anything. In the next chain, I do 3 more high points in the same chain, a chain. I skip 3 chains here, 123 in the 4th high point. At the next high point, a chain jumps 312 and 3. In the 4th fan again, 3 high points, a little chain. On the next chain, 3 high points. These 3 high points here, I make a chain jump, 3, 123 in the 4th high point, and you do this until you reach the end of your career. How we started weaving is how the coat started. I'll finish my career and be right back. I reached the end of the first career weaving normally. Now I'm going to weave here. Oh, a whole reason? Oh, 1234 careers without any increase. Okay, stitch over stitch here. I'm going to weave mine so the video doesn't get too long because it's weaving the stitch. You already know why it reached this point. Already memorized. So I'm going to knit this motif here, 4 rows. I'll come back to show you how I did the increases here. And I'm going to knit the whole sleeve together, right? So that there is no doubt, because I have to increase. Because here under the arm it is thinner and then it thickens, and I also have to let it. The S20 CMS here, exactly the same size as the hollow of the sleeve that I left there. Oh, because if I turn it over here, oh, it fits very right. It fits very right here on the coat. Oh, if I turn here in the middle, here is the hollow. Oh, the size is very right. So you have to pay attention there. Increasing until you reach the size here of the hollow to sew it later, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna test this reason, the 4 careers, and be right back. I intended here the 4 straight careers without decrease. Now it's time to reverse the motive. So here, when we reverse the motive, we start with 3 high points, which is half a fan. But since I want to increase, I'm going to make a whole range, okay? So here, oh, before turning the work, I have to make the 3 little chains, which is my edge point, right? Turn the job around. Now here I'm going to do is, if I have to do the 3 high points inside here, which is the half fan, but I want to increase. I'm going to do a whole range here. Oh, you'll see that it's going to increase. Oh, 2 and 3. A little chain lets me get thinner here, and I'm going to do 3 more high stitches here at the beginning. A little chain here generates a fan. I make a high point. A little chain. Oh, notice that it has already increased here. Oh, this is the increase of this career. So everything you do in this career, do you write it down, or then do you look at the other one and see what? Everything you did in this one, you'll do in the next. The 2 have to be exactly the same. Grandpa? So I'm going to test the rest of my career because there's no one here. Everything is the same, okay? You're just reversing the pattern until you get there at the end. So when you increase on one side, you have to increase on the other. So I'm going to weave my whole career here. When I get here, I will return to do the increase together and start the increase in another career. So I came down the career, normally reversing the pattern here. I got here at the end, so here I'm going to do a new increase because everything I increase at the beginning, I increase at the end too. I made the chain here. So within that space, instead of me doing just 3 high points, I'm going to do the whole fan. So I'm going to make a fan right here. Oops. Chain and 3 more high points and the edge point on the 3rd chain here. And so I got my first raise. Look, for the next career, I'm going to make the 3 little chains, 123, and I'm going to turn my work here. I'm going to see everything I did here. Here in this career, I won't get a raise because what did I do without a raise? So I'm looking at what I did in the other one to make Clausinho in this one. So here I make the 3 stitches, the 3 little chains that equals the edge stitch. I go inside the fan and I make a new fan. So here I'm just going to have a normal career, no raise, okay? This career won't get a raise. One thing is that I'm punctual. Renego caught from behind. So I'm going to do this whole career because it doesn't get a raise. Oh, I'm just normal here. The point is there, so I will weave until the end and return in the next row to show. Then there will be a raise, okay? So I'm gonna do my whole career here and be right back. I got to the end of my career doing normally. Next time there will be an increase. So I'm going to make 3 chains here that will give me a high point. Oh love, 3 chains that equals my maple point. You've seen my work and now I'm getting a raise.
So what am I going to do here? I'm going to insert a new pattern. I'm going to put high in here. Oh, in that space between the maple point and the fan, I will put on high, a chain, and I will knit normally now. A little chain here, tangling all the time here. I make the highlight of reversing from the front. A little chain in step here. So look at how it's already increasing. Oh, so I increase the highs here. I'll go down until I get here. When I get here, I will return to make the increase again. I've been weaving my whole career. Oh, now here at the end I made the fan. I'm going to make a chain, and here between the fan and the high point I'm going to make highs. So everything you do in the beginning you will do in the end, okay? It has to be equal on both sides. So here I do the high and the edge point on the 3rd chain. So I end my career with a raise. In the next career, I will do the point normally. There will be no increase. So I do here in the 3 little chains, turn my work around, and I'm going to do these. Raised highs, got it from behind. Chain, and here I do it there. So I'm going to weave this career normally. 1234, this is the last one, that's why. We always have to be careful not to forget to change, to reverse the pattern here, okay? So I'll weave this whole career when I get there. In the end, I'll come back to do the next career, okay? So I'll weave here normally, without increasing this career, okay? I'm just knitting normally. I got to the end of my career weaving normally the stitch. I make the 3 chains. I turn my work around, and now it's time to reverse. The reason, because I've already done the 4 careers here, so here I'm going to have to do is reverse here. I'm not going to do a whole range because I don't want to increase too much here. Oh, so I want to weave a little straighter. So instead of me doing a whole range, I'm going to start like I always started here. Oh, only 3 high points. Okay? I'm not going to do it. It's the whole range here that I don't want that increase. Now, oh, I'll just do the normal fan here. I'll do the high point. So I'm reversing the work here. I do the whole range. Normal. It's like I was weaving before. Let me just show it here. So here, since I don't want that increase now, I only do 3. Then you see if you want it to increase, because it won't increase much. I want to increase it slowly, so it doesn't get too much. It's open like this from the beginning. It increases little by little. So I only make 3 high points here. I will now weave the career normally, reversing the pattern. When I get here, I'll come back, okay? I went down, oh, the whole career, reversing the pattern. I got here at the end. So I did it here. High, a little chain. And here, within these highs, I'm going to do half lexament, like I did there at the beginning, half fan high points. And the edge point here on the third chain, I make 3 chains, I turn my work around. And here I'm going to keep it again, oh, between the middle block and the high point. I'm going to make the 3 high points. I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to make an increase. Now there's a chain, and here high point I do. So this career is no race 2. I'm weaving normally, it's here. I did the 3 high stitches, just the same, no increase. I'm going to weave my entire career. When I get to the end, I return is to show the next ones. I reach the end of my career weaving normally. Now here I'm also going to weave normally without increase, okay? I'll make the 3 little chains, 12 and 3. Let me see. I've already had 3 people come to work, and I'm going to weave normally with no increase yet here in this career. So here in between I'm only going to make half a fan. A little chain, and here I do the relief in front. I continue weaving normally. The career is without increase. In this one I'm also going to increase only next time. You see that it's increasing smoothly, it's not increasing much, so I'm going to weave this normal career without increase. Then next time there will be an increase, which is the last career of the reason, okay? So I'm going to weave everything here and be right back for the next increase. I reached the end of my career weaving normally, just half a fan. Now I'm going to make the 3 chains, and I'm going to change my work, and now I'm going to make a new increase. So I was weaving half a fan until now. This is the last career for this reason. Oh, 123 will be the 4th career. So I'm going to make the increase now. So here, oh. Between a little block, between the little high point block, I'm going to make a whole fan. Now I'm not going to do just half a fan, okay? So I make 3 high points, a chain, and 3 more high points in the same space. Oh, I made more one by one, a chain, and here text normally the point. Until I get there at the end of my career. So I'm weaving here. Oh, oops, here it's already increased a little more. I'll weave here until the end, and I'll be back. I've weaved, oh, my whole career. And here I'm going to make a new increase, right? Just like I did in the beginning. So between the little block with 3 high points and the edge point, I'm going to make a whole fan, or 123. A chain, and 3 more high stitches. And here I already do my edge stitch on the chain, tightened. Here you cannot forget the edge point. Now I make the 3 chains and turn the work around. I'm not going to increase it anymore because here, and if I measure from here, it's already 20 centimeters. The jacket, okay, it fit very snugly. Oh, it's already given me the size I need. So what am I going to take off now? No increases? Then you will increase yours gradually, like I did here, until you reach the size you need there from the space you left from the collar. In my case, I left 20 centimeters from the collar. No, sorry. From the cuff I left 20 centimeters.
So here I already have my 20 centimeters. It has to be very exact. Cannot miss, not to be too stretched, also cannot spend too much. Not to be wrinkled left over, has to be exactly the S 20 centimeters. So I have already reached here, so from now on I will weave the normal stitch. Oh, as it is time to reverse the reason. Inside I will put the high and I will follow reversing. Look how I did it here. Oh, this is the last increase I did here. 3 point, the 3 is half the range, and the entire range here I already. Without any increase. Oh, I inverted the reason I inverted here. Oh, I didn't increase. Oh, I made half a fan. I inverted here and here half a fan. Okay, then you go in here. I woven straight. Oh, until I reached the height I need. So I went there and I measured on my arm and it gave the height I needed. Oh, so from now on I won't increase anymore. I'll weave straight here, following the detail of the reason. Oh, so I woven for 12. 34 complete reasons. Oh, 123 and 4 complete reasons. It's already given the size I need here for my limb, so I'm going down now, straight without any increase until I reach the size there I need. Okay, so you also pay attention to the measurement here. Oh, it has to be exactly the same. So I'm going to weave these missing rows, then I'll come back. I'll give you exactly the number of rows, the size that's left here, and how am I going to sew it on the coat. I already woven the amount I needed. Oh, as far as I did the increase and then went straight, that's when I went down by 28 centimeters and a total of 12, 34, 5, 6, 7, 88 reasons, or 12, 34, 5, 6, 78 reasons. It's already given the size I need for the sleeve. Remembering that here has a finish. Oh, the sleeve, it comes shorter and then it has a different detail here. Now after I finished weaving the length I needed, oh, arrived at the shoulder here, this part. Up here on the arm, oh, this part of the elbow, and now I'm going to go down here, making 11 different details here for the piece. So now I'm done. I cut the wire, okay? I cut the thread, so you will make two identical. Like this, here is everything you did in one. You will do the same in the other. Now after I'm done, I'm going to turn it around, oh here, where I started the narrowest part, okay? Which will be the bottom of the sleeve. I'm gonna tie the string again, okay? Let me just take my needle here. I'm going to tie the first stitch well here. Oh, in this part here, oh, from the chain strap, where I put the first stitch, I'm going to tie it here. Here you start the way you have got used to it. You don't need to do the same. I do. I'm going to tie the wire, this little tip here from the beginning of the work. Then I finish these parts very neatly here, so I'm going to give them 2 knots. I have the right to put my sleeve up, okay? It's right up. So now after I tied the wire here, in these 2 parts I'm going to leave to do the finishing later. Then I'm going to go back to this first point and I'm going to make 3 chains that will be equivalent to a high point. Oh, 123. Now I'm going to make a high point for each point that I have here on my string of chains that I started O. So I have one more point here on this strap here. I'm going to make a high point. Then at the point, then I skipped 3 base chains O. So I'm going to make a high point for each chain. Oh, 12 and 3. Then I'm going to make a high point on this one. A high point on this one. So it's a high point for every point that I have now here. Oh, the 3 little chains that I skipped at the beginning of the work. I'm going to do the high points on her. Oh, 123. She's hiding here, here. Oh, here on the high point. On the other high point. On the 3 little chains that I jumped. Here, this one, little chain here, this one here. And so I go all the way to the end of my career. Oh, putting a high point for every point, right? Remembering here of the 3 all points here, you put a high point. I'll go down to the end of my career like this here. When I get there, I'll come back to show you the next steps. So I came down, oh, a high point for each point in my career. Arriving here, at the end, oh, I went down here. And remembering that here also, oh, there is. Here one has a point strap, and here I also have to do, which is the 3 chains I made to start. Now there is a high point for every point in your career. For the next career, I'm going to make a chain just to gain height. She won't count me as a point. Then at the first point here, I'm going to make a low point. I'm going to make 3 chains, 12 and 3. I'm going to skip 3 high points from the one I made, the low point, oh. 123. Here in the room I enter with needle opa and pass a low point, oh jump. 123. At the 4th low point, oh I left 3 here in the middle without doing anything. I make 3 little chains and jump more. 3. After the low point, oh. 123 here in the 4th low point, 3 chains. I jump 123 at the 4th low point. Oh, click like this here are 3 chains. And I jump 3 oh. 123 at the 4th low point. 123 chains. I jump 123 points at the 4th low point. I'm going to do this for the rest of my career and I'll be right back. I came making the chains. Getting here at the end, it may happen that they don't coincide. To work, I made the low point, the 3 chains. I have to jump 123 and the next low point, but here I have a point left. So I'm going to leave these 4 in here. I'm going to skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the last one I'm going to make a low point and that's it. Okay, you're just going to fit in here with my job. It can happen to yours, it can also happen to leftover or lack, maybe not here. D3, D2 can happen, okay? Instead of giving 3D2 points just for you to make the low point, no problem, okay? It will go unnoticed, especially since here we will make a posture, then there will be no problem, it will not affect your work. So here I skipped 4 instead of 3, like all the rest of my career. For the next career I will make 3 chains. Now that will be equivalent to a high point. I'm gonna turn my work around and I'm gonna make a high point. I'm going to work now inside this string of chains here. Oh, I'm going to make 3 high stitches inside here. Oh, 12. And 3. I make a chain and I go to the next string here of chains. and I'm going to make 3 high stitches in here. 12 and 3, I make a chain, and here inside the string I make 3 high stitches, a chain on the next 3 high stitches. Join Tinya. Look how it turns out, okay? So you're going to do that for the rest of your career. Make the chain to separate one space from the other in the next block. 3 high points, a chain, and go to the next. I'll finish my career and be right back. I'm coming here at the end of my career doing the 3 high points. Oh, I did here in the last one. And no chain here, okay? I made the last high point. I'm going straight to the low point here. Oh, and I'll make a high point as soon as I finish my career without a chain here. Next time I'm going to make a chain to gain height, and I'm going to turn the work around. I'm going to make a low point here. In the first one, I'm going to repeat what I did in this career here. Oh, a low point here. I'm going to make 3 little chains, and I'm going to make a low point now. In this little chain space that I made here, 3 little chains, and a low point here, 3 little chains, a low point here. Oh, it's going to be this way. The career is very simple to make 3 little chains, low point here. Oh, in this space, And so I go to the end of my career. I'll finish mine here and be right back. Just how did your career end up here? In the end, I made the 3 chains, and I will make a low point on this last point here. Oh, which is the edge point. Here I will make a low point. I make 3 chains that equals 1 high point. I will become a job and I will repeat this career here. Oh, there are 3 high points inside the little chain space. Oh, a little chain, well, the next one a little chain. And so I'll go to the end of my career, okay? So it's just repetition from here on out. I'm going to finish my career and be right back. Otherwise the video will be too long. I arrived at the end of my career. Next time I will do the same repetition here of chains. A chain just to give my height. I turn my work around here and make a low point. In the first point here I make 3 chains. And a low point here in the space of chains, 3 chains, is repetition. Only in the space here do chains. I will reach the end of my career and I will return. Now for the next career, I'm going to make 3 chains that go on the high point. I'm going to change my work and I'm going to repeat these blocks again with 3 high points. So I'm going to do this for the rest of my career. I came here at the end of my career, and that's enough for me. This much here that I'm going to test. Then you repeat this process here until you think it's good. Okay? You put it on your arm and see. So sometimes, depending on the yarn you have making from the attention on your stitch, you can give more or less rows to achieve the size you need from your sleeve. So, for me, there have already been these 3 careers of high points here, these little blocks. Now that I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the last row on the sleeve, only I'm going to do it with a different detail. So I'm going to make 3 little chains that will equate me to a high point. So, if you want to continue weaving this process here, or for more careers, you can continue there. When you finish, you do this career that I'm going to do now, okay? 3 little chains, turn the work around, and we'll make a high point for every point I have here in my career. So I'll do point by point. This one is, these are the 3 little chains. And here in the block, with 3 high points, I'm going to do a high point. Oh, but I'm going to do this in these blocks here. Oh, I have 3 points, and in the middle point, I'm going to do a picot. Okay, so I made the edge high point, the first high point of the block, with 3, and now here in the middle point, I'm going to make a peak. I'm going to make a high point. Oh, I made the high point. I'm going to make 3 chains, and I'm going to enter with a needle here. Oh, in this union here. Oh, of the high point. Oh, I enter with a needle here, lace thread, and make a very low point. Oh, going inside here. From El Signa, I did a peak. I go to the other point here. Oh, at the last point of the block. And I do the high point. So every point in the middle here of this block, with 3 high points, I'm going to make a peak. Oh, I'm going to make a high point here. Oh, in this space of chains. Oh, I'm going to make a high point here. Oh, I'm already in the other block. Oh. So in the first one, I do the normal high point in the middle point. Here, oh, I do the high point and the picot 3. Oh, I do the high point 3 chains. And here, oh, at the junction. Oh, in these 2 straps, I enter with needle, loop, thread, and make a very low point, and make the high point here of the last of the block. I make the high point here in the space of chains. And it's getting like this here. Now I'm going to the next block. The first high point I do normally, and I'm already at the middle point. In the middle point, I will do the high point plus the peak, which is 3 Florentinas. Enter here in these 2 straps, bow, thread, very low point. And the last point here in the block. High point here in the chain space. Look how the last row is looking. I'm on the next block. First point, high point, normal the middle point, make the high point more peak. The last point here, normal high point, and make a high point in the chain space. I'll cheer until the end of my career like this here, and I'll be right back. I stayed here at the end of my career. Now I'm not going to cut the thread because I'm going to sew this sleeve,
and I'm going to sew it there in the piece. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to turn it upside down, right? I'm going to put the right one up, and I'm going to turn it over here. Oh, let me just this way. Oh, I'm going to sew this sleeve now here on the side. Oh, the inside out is out, and I didn't cut the thread. I'm going to continue sewing from now on with very low stitches, okay? So what am I going to do? I have thread here, on the needle. I'm going to enter, the first point that I have here on this side, the third chain here. I enter with the needle, take the thread. I go inside the 2 loops, and I'm going to make a chain. That's just for holding, okay? Now I have to join these 2 parts together here. Only I have the side of the stitch, this little edge stitch. So I'm going to take half of this stitch here, half of it and half of it. Give it here. On the third little chain, you have to put it very tightly together here. Very tight. Pull the wire and go through here. Oops, I'll do it again. I'll go here and here. Now, yes, make me the lowest point. I go here at the end, at the beginning of the point, and at the beginning here, of his next career. I pull the wire, I make the low point, I go here at unio da cottura, and here at unio da cottura, it's careers. Pull. I'm going to join, I have to make it well aligned so it doesn't get crooked. I'm going here in the middle. If you want, you can embrace this point. Take it all here. The edge point, but I don't want to. I'm going to get inside the point. Step here. Very low point. The seam you make not too loose, but also not too wide. So you line up and go. You're pretty straight. So here I have already started sewing. So it was on the side of the inside out and the right. Look how it turned out. It's getting stitched. So I'm going to do this seam all the way down the sleeve until I get up here. These threads here that I tied, I can leave here, and finishing them together, I will join him. Here I can make a low point just to hold these wires. If I make it too low, it won't hold. So here, where there is this thread, I can make a low point just to hold and finish. Already these wires here, then there in the well-cleaned cafe. I take it here on the other side. I took both sides, I pull the wire, and I'm going to make a low point. I'm doing the low point, which is just so I can finish these wires, so it gets stuck here. Because if I do the low point, it won't hold. So, I'm in, drawing with drawing here.
I'll make it really tight and I'll sew it like this, okay? I'm not even going to continue recording the video because the video will be too long. So there's no secret about this seam. I'm taking it, aligning it, and taking it very neatly here on the other side. While I have this thread here to finish, I'm going to make a low point. Then I can finish with a very low, I will finish with a very low point, or if you want to do everything, a low point. You can too, no problem. So I'm going to finish this sewing, because so the video doesn't get long and tiring. Oh, when I get up here, I'll come back. I finished the sewing. Oh, I got up here. Let me just loosen the loop more. Oh, I didn't cut the thread. I won't cut it yet, okay? I'll leave it on hold here. And I'm going to sew it now. I'm going to join it there on the jacket. So I'm going to pass it on to you. The measurement is very tight here on the sleeve. She was 35 cm, oh, 35 cm long is the width at the widest part, the S 20 cm of. The one I left at home, okay? And here it was 12 cm, 13 cm, all wide. Now I'm going to join in the coat. How am I going to make this union? I'll get the coat here, oh, and I'll leave it on the inside out. Let me just take this hand off here. I'm wearing my coat, and I'm going to leave it inside out. So let me turn it over here. Now he has it inside out. Oh, and here's the hole in his sleeve. What am I going to do? I'm going to take this sleeve that I've been weaving. Oh, I left a very long loop so it doesn't fall apart. I'm going to turn it over, turn it right out. Now, oh, the right sleeve is out. Look at the seam, how it turned out really cute. It doesn't even look like it. So the sleeve is sewn round here. Since I'm going to make the jacket inside out and the sleeve is right, I'm going to put, oh, the bottom part of the sleeve here. Oh, inside the jacket is, let me take this thread here. Oh, I put the sleeve inside the cavity here. Oh, and I'm going to join this part here. Oh. So the part that I sewed, oh, here is the part of the seam where the thread is waiting. I'm going to put it right under the arm. Oh, right under the arm. And here I'm going to make the seam. That's why the importance of you leaving the same amount of points there, okay? Now how am I going to make this union? I already have the thread here. Oh, here I came weaving. Sewing the sleeve and did not disassemble, I will adjust the sardine, now pumped everything, that I left a very large dent so as not to disassemble. Oh, that's it. I adjusted this one. Oh, it's the thread that I finished the sleeve at the top, okay? So I'll finish down here. Oh, here. It's the bottom of the sleeve, so the seam was very low, and I'm going to join it now. Oh, I'm going to join these two sides and I'm going to turn it around here. Oh, just because I have it baked here, okay? So I put it here right in the middle, then sew it really low. I'm going to pull the wire, go inside at 2, make a little chain and come here, right? Because I'm going the other way. My wire is this way. I think I can do it now. Let's see.
you want to put it on the markers here to hold it, the sleeve, so it doesn't get crooked, because it won't match, the design won't be the same, you'll have to put it together and sew it, okay? After I join the two sides here, I'm going to come in here, at this point. And here on the other side of the sleeve,
Make the low point or very low point, then you take care not to tighten the stitch and also not to leave it too loose, okay? Because if you squeeze it too hard, it's going to wrinkle up. And so you go, doing the same kind of seam that was done on the side of the sleeve and there on the shoulder, joining the two sides, and you have to adjust it very neatly, remembering. That's not the same. Here I have high and here it's all top, here it's all on the side, with an edge point, okay? But you'll find a way and sew it here, okay? So I'm going to circle, tie this sleeve together. When I get here again, I'll come back. So you're going to put it together here, sewing until you get here, okay? I'm not going to record a video of all the sewing because it's going to stay. It's a very long one, okay? You will do the same as I did here. Low points or very low points, you decide what you want to do and you will put it together. Even if it doesn't give a certain drawing, you will put it together. I'll do my sewing here. When I get there on the other side, I return to show you the next steps. I came back, sewed everything here, and arrived here, where I started. So, what am I gonna do? I will. Here in the first low point that I made, go in with a needle and make a very low point. And now I can cut the thread, get a pair of scissors, change that one myself, and then I tie those threads that are left and the seam is ready. So he stood on the side of the inverted and the right. That's how the seam went. This here is a little knot that I tied the thread here, but look at that, so a sleeve is already on. Look how he looks now with his coat on the right side. The sleeve is already placed here. I'll do the same on the other side. So I already have the sleeve here. On the right side, it's already sewn, it's already ready. I'm gonna get the coat, turn it inside out. So I'm wearing my jacket inside out and my sleeve on the right side. This one, when I finished sewing, I left a really long thread, so I could sew there. But if you want, you can tie up a film and start sewing, tying and sewing, okay? So I put the right sleeve on my coat inside out. I go inside the house and now I'm going to tidy it up here. So the seam part is here. The thread I tied is here. The sleeve seam will be right here under the arm. From the jacket. And here I already start, as I already have thread here. If you want, you can tie a thread and continue sewing. So I'm going to insert it here in mine. I'm going there right in the middle and right at the seam. I take a thread, let me find it here, right seam right here in the middle, right here at the seam.
I pull this one is that I started here, I finish the sleeve, I pull the thread, I make a chain, and I'm sewing, as I explained on the other side, the other sleeve, and I'm already hiding these stitches of thread. Here I arrange it very neatly. If you want, you can put markers fastening like this.
So as not to bend the sleeve, but there is no need, as I made it very right to the size. Just put it together here. Then I will continue sewing here. When I finish this seam, I won't record video again because it's the same on the other side. You take both sides and make the union. When I'm done, I'll come back to show you how we're going to do the finishes here on the edge and the bar below. I finished the sewing.
The two mangoes. Now I'm going to do this part here. Here in the length of the coat I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do these 3 carriers here or I'm going to add a little more. Yeah, I like to go making and wearing to see how much it will be enough. But I'm going to do this same process that I did here. It's up my sleeve. So I'm going to turn the coat over as soon as I go to work. Here, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to tie the thread and I'm going to go through the whole jacket, the back part, and get here on the other side. So I'm going to tie the wire around this end here. Take the little end of the wire. I will tie here on the first stitch. The same thing I did on the sleeve after I finished knitting the size I needed. I'm going to tie here, then these threads. In the end I'm going to finish them off. So here, in the first, I enter with a needle and I'm going to make 3 chains, which is equivalent to a high point. And I'm going to make a high point for every point I have here. The high on the 3 chains that I skipped all over. I put a high point exactly as I did on the sleeve. I'm doing it now here, following the same method as before for this part. So I go like this until I circle the whole coat and get there on the other part of the front. There's a high point for every point I have here. Don't forget to put the 3 high points on the 3 chains that were skipped here at the beginning of the work. So I'm going to do it this way until I get there on the other side of the jacket. I'm going to circle the whole side, the whole part of the back until I get here. So I did here, to the student of the whole jacket, the high points, and now, as I did there on the sleeve, I'm going to make a chain. I'm going to turn all the work here. I'm going to make a low point on the first point, 3 chains, and I'm going to skip 3 points here. 123 on the 4th low point, 3 chains by 123 on the 4th low point, 1233 chains by a 123 on the 4th low. That's throughout the whole work. In the next career I'll continue. Three chains and 3 high points inside each space here, separated by a chain in the next. I make this career like I did here, At the end of the sleeve, if you want, you can rewind the video a little bit. Then you can see how I did it here. But there's no secret. It's pretty simple. I'll do it here. Oh, in the end, I don't know yet if I'm going to do 3 or more careers, because I'm going to do and wear to see how good it will be, okay? But I'm going to do it this way. So now I'm already in this career here. The chains in low point. Next time, 3 high points, a chain, 3 high points. Next time I do the chain ones, and next time the blocks with 3 high points. I'm going to do here until I reach the required size. When I reach the required size, I will return. Then I finished weaving. Oh, that I reached the size I needed. I did 4 rows of high points. It was enough for me that I was wearing it and I was doing it, and wearing it for me gave the right size here, so it gave a total of 8 rows counting its chains. Oh, 12, 34, 5, 6, 7, and 8, okay. Then gave this one here a bar in my case. So the tension of your point, the material you are using, maybe you do more or less, okay? Stay there to taste. It's your taste. It's time you want to leave this coat now. It would be like I did here on the sleeve. It's this career here of high points and picot, but I noticed that it was inside out here, the finish, so I left the sleeves like this, but I'm going to change it here on the body of the coat.
So I'm going to weave now. Before doing this row of high stitches with picot, I'm going to make only low stitches to weave inside out, and then I came in right weaving the finish of the high stitch with picot. So I'm going to turn my work around here, and I'm going to continue. The wire is here waiting. So here I ended my career. I'm going to make a little chain just to gain height.
Let me just take it back here. I'm done, right? I'll zoom in here. So I make a chain, I turn all my work over again, and okay, the piece is big, so I'll turn my work over here and I'll make a low point. It's only on the first point, okay? And I'm going to make a low point for every point I have here. Oh. So this career will only be low points. Oh, I put one at each point, and here in the chain space, a low point. Oh, a low point for each point, including in the chain space. Then it will work, and the finish will be on the right side. Oh.
So I go like this, oh, until I go all the way down the side of the coat, the back and the other side. When I get there, I will return to show how I will do the next steps. I've been through all the doing here, the low point. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to turn around like this. Oh, and I'm going to go to the side of the coat, making also low stitches. So I finish my career there. I'm already turning around here, and I'm going to make a low point here. At that point it is.
At this point here, oh, on the edge, okay? I make a low point, and each edge point of this I'm going to make 3 low points. I already made 2, make another 3. Let me just organize it here. The work is getting big, and it's starting to get difficult to keep turning back and forth. Now I'm going to the next point here, from the side, make 3 low points inside it. I'm going to the next 3 more. Next, 3 more. So here I finished the bar. Oh, I'm going to the coat pot, so each high point lying down, I make 3 of these threads. Here I can now enjoy, bring them here, oh, and finish them off, okay? Let me just tidy up here. I'm going to bring this here and I'm going to finish them off at this edge point here. I'm going to make 3 low points, 12 and 3. I'm going to the next row, 3, so this will work out very well to finish the right side of the piece. Oh, so each high point here that I have on the edge lying down, I'm going to make 33 low points. It's going to stay that way. Then I'm going to go all the way down the side of the jacket until I get to the shoulder seam. Okay, then I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, because there's no lying point on top like here. Okay, it's different, and I want to show you how I'm going to do it there. So here I have already finished the thread, and I've already been making the stitches, 3 low stitches, so I'm going to knit everything. I'll show you the whole coat to make it easier. So here, oh, I came weaving from below, I turn to the side, and I'm going up, I'm going down here, oh, everything, until I get here at the seam. And here, oh, comes the back part, which is this part here when I get here. Oh, I return to show how I'm going to do it here, and then we're going to finish here. And then back doing the right side, the finish is that I didn't pay attention and ended up doing the sleeve with the finish on the inside out. So I'm not going to break it up. I'm going to leave the sleeves like this, but the body will look cute on the right side. So I'm going to go down here until I get here. Oh, when I get here, I'll return to show how I'm going to do this part of the neck here, which I came back here. Oh, what I did below, I went up here on the side. And I go here, oh, at the shoulder seam, and I go to the back. Now doing the low points, yeah, I'm going to show you now how we're going to do that part there. So I did, oh, the last 3 low points here. Here's the shoulder seam. I'm going to make a low point here, oh, in the seam, just so there's not a hole there, okay? I'm going to make a low stitch in the seam. I'm going to take advantage and I'm going to finish this thread here. Oh, that's left from the seam. I'm going to put it here on the side, and here I have top stitch. I don't have side stitch anymore. Oh, it's the top of the stitch. I'll make a low point for each point, then I'll fit the peak, okay? Oh, every point here. I'm going to make a low point. There's, oh, chain space, oh, 11 chains, right? Between the fan and the dot. I'm going to go inside the chain. I pass the low point, oh, here on the high point, on the other high point, oh. In the space of chains, and it becomes like this, annulled at once. So here, oh, I got to the fan. Oh, I make a low point for each point, oh.
Aqui tem ponto.
Here is a space of little chains at the 3 points here. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'll do it this way until I get to the other shoulder seam. There's a stitch for each one here. One point for each, including chain space. Then I get here at the shoulder seam. I take advantage of it, and I've been finishing these COs here. Then I get to the other side of the jacket, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, every high point I have here,
is Beriñas. I do 3 low stitches until I get down here on the coat. When I get here on this side, I'll return to show how we're going to do our next career. So I came along, the entire side of the jacket, making the 3 low points. I arrived here, I'm going to make a very low point. In the first point where I started, just to close the career and get more beautiful, give a finish. So I go here and I make a very low point. I make 3 little chains. And I'm going to turn my job around, right? Because now I'm going. Let me just turn over here. Because now it's really big, it's difficult to stay. So I turned over the work and I'm now going to make the highlight with the peak. So I'm going back, I'm going to finish here. I'm going to go up from where I finished, okay? So I finished here, I turned around and I'm going up where I came from. So I made these 3 high points to start with. I have 3 low points here. I'm going to make a low point. This here is already the first one. This here is already the second one of mine, of my 3. I think it's okay. It's not okay. You're focusing. I have 3 low points at this point here. 12 and 3. The chains are already from the first one, okay? So I go in the second, and in the second I already make picot. So here I'm already going to make a picot. Here I can even make 2 chains to avoid this little space. Let's see if it works. So here I already make the high point. With peak A it got better, 123 peak, and at the next low point I do the high point. I'm going here next time. I have 3 high points, and this one I make the high point. In the middle, I do with peak, high point, peak 123. Here in the last high point, it looks like this. Moving next, I also have 3 in the first high point, normal in the middle high point. And picot 123. And here high point, I'm going to the next one. I also have 3 here in the first high point. At the second point, high and peak, so there's no secret. What you did there on the sleeve, you will do here too. But the detail here, now here, high point. It's for the law. Now the finish of the coat is nicer, so here the next highlight, the middle one was high point. So like that, I'm going all the way around, I'm coming up here, I do the same thing here on my back. I do it here, 3 and 3. I do a peak, okay? I do the first normal, next peak, next normal, next. I'll do it just like you've been following the same reasoning here, okay? So you do 2 normal and a peak, 2 normal, and the peak like you've been doing here. But I think I'll come back when I get here on the back to do it, because here we didn't do it 3 by 3 like on the side and like on the bottom of the coat. Then I'm going down till I get here, at the shoulder seam, and then I come to do the back together with you to be very clear. There is no doubt. I went all over the side doing the stitches. Now I got here on the back part, so I'm going to do the same thing I did there, the same process. I did the stitch. The 3 of us here. High point. So what am I going to do here? High point on the next,
high point with peak, high point on the next, high point with peak. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. Oh. To give really so much so that I'm doing one side to the other, right? On the side, okay, oh, high point, oh, I followed the same distance, the same way of weaving, okay? Even here I don't have 3 and 3, so I did high point, now it's high point. High point, high point, high point, and so I follow this same reasoning, high point.
Then I'll go like this. High point, peacock, high point, peacock, high point, the whole part of the back. Then when I get here, I already have 3 and 3 again, okay? I follow here, then I go down to the other side here of the jacket. I get to the bottom. I continue in the same sequence. Oh, the middle point, peacock. And I'm going to go the mid-peak point. I'm going all the way down the side, all the way down the back, until I get to the other side. And so I close the career and finish the job. So you're going to go all over the jacket making this point, okay? That's the same way to weave here. So I'll do mine when I get there. At the end I will come back, and then the coat will be finished. Just do the finishing of the threads that were left over in the coat. Then I'll finish your entire career and come back later. I went all the way down the side of the jacket, all of it, and I ended up here. Oh, with a very low point. I'll show you how I finished it. I'll show you the coat first here. Look at it. Ready. All you need to do is finish the wires that are left over. And the coat is ready, right? I'll show you how I ended up here. I found a loop too big for no. So I came down from the side. I made the high point here. Oh, I made the high point. I came from here and now I'm going to enter here. Oh, at this point, and I'm going to close with a very low point. To finish the career, oh, I finished. Now I can cut the thread and the coat is ready. I cut the thread. I'm going to give that little loop and pull the coat. It's finished. Now I will teach you how to make the necessary finishes. I'm going to take a needle a little thinner. Take this 2 millimeters here. I was only knitting with a 3. I'm going to take a 2 to do the finishing. If you want, you can take an upholstery needle, cut the larger thread, put the thread on the upholstery needle, and go through. I'm going to use my own crochet needle, so I'm going to take this thread here. Oh, on the inside of the piece. I go in here. Oh, in a few little throws. Oh, and pull this thread. I'll walk with him in here, without him appearing on the other side. So, I'm just going to take a couple of stitch straps here. Oh. And I'm walking with this thread. I'll walk until I finish all the wire or I can cut it. If I've made it too big, I can run it a little bit and then I cut. Oh, I wrap the wire and I go through it, then I can go up. I can, you know, I'm going up, down. I'm walking with this wire. Oh, I came up here. Now I go through some straps of the point. I don't go through the whole point.
that it's not here, so it's not to go to the other side. So I came from downstairs, I came up here, and I came running this thread through some straps here on the inside out. And so I'm going to do it with all the threads I have. The rest in the piece. So you're going to do a review. You're going to look at the entire coat, see where there's thread, and you're going to make this finish. And I'll finish. I'm almost done with the thread.
That's why I like to take a slightly thinner shank than I had been heating. Then it works super well. Alright, oh, I ran all the wire, I hid it, oh, and there's no more wire here. So, as soon as you do the finishing, oh, you walk with it inside the piece. You will do this with all the yarn you have left over, and then your coat will be finished. So that's it. I'll finish the rest, then I'll show you the jacket. Once done, this is a size P. I hope you enjoyed the video class. If they liked, leave your like, subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and be sure to activate notifications. You want to click on that bell next to YouTube and let you know when I post 11 video classes, and you don't miss any news here on the channel. Until next time.